4, 3. I forgot it does that. Fucking countdown.
Countdown.
All right.
Hey,
See, we live on the YouTube. What up? What up? What up?
YouTube. I
Let's
just
see,
got
we
a
live on the
notification.
Facebook. What up? What up? What up? Oh, are you hearing that?
No.
No.
What do you hear?
I'm hearing. I'm hearing my. I'm hearing my voice on. Hold up.
Hold
Guys,
up.
we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah,
So
bear with us.
it's been a minute. Oh, okay, here we go. I got it. We good.
All right.
Let's go. What up, everybody?
What's up, man?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Remember the show Welcome Back, Carter? No. No,
No,
you're too young
I
for
was
that.
gonna say you might be a little bit too old for me on that one.
Whoa. First of all, it was before my time too, but I'm just saying they show like what's this the meat what's the Me TV? They show those old episodes on that station. And it was a show called
Oh,
Welcome Back, Carter. So that's
yeah.
all.
Isn't that where they play like the Gilmore Girls and all that kind of stuff?
I don't
The I
know.
Love Lucy's and
Yeah, I don't.
oh no. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
uh,
Welcome back.
welcome back, everybody. We took a little bit of a hiatus. We weren't gone
Just a
too
little
long.
bit. Right.
We the last time we recorded an episode was let me get my Apple app, Apple Podcast app out. The last time we dropped an episode was December 9th, 2020.
Wow.
So it's been a little over a year.
Yeah.
Actually, a year and a month to the day.
Wow.
Today's January
Wow.
9th.
That's crazy, bro.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into too much as to why we were gone for so damn long.
Yeah.
But life
That's it.
happens.
That's it.
Life happens. We went through a lot the past year, both
Facts.
Bruce and I, and the fact that we're here surviving is
Yeah.
a miracle.
Facts. It is a miracle, right? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's insane. But we're here. Can't complain. We have a lot to talk about sports
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
A lot has happened since December 9th of 2020. I mean, Bears, Bulls, Sox,
Cubs.
Cubs. Well, yeah, Cubs. Yeah,
I
a
mean,
lot.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're in a brand new era of Cubs baseball.
True. True. Do they still play hockey? Is Blackhawks are they still do they
They
still
still do that
exist?
hockey. They
Okay.
still do
Okay.
that hockey, and the
We both.
Blackhawks are going through their own stuff right now.
Yeah. And we're not going to even pretend to talk hockey because who cares? Who cares
Yeah,
about hockey right now?
until they're good, maybe,
Right. Right.
and then
Who will jump on?
and then maybe we'll pay attention.
Yeah.
Bandwagon
Exactly.
jumpers over here.
Exactly. Start
But
practicing
no.
hockey names.
So, I mean, they still got Kane and Taves, right? Like
I
they
don't
can.
know. Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
damn, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I don't. I'm not
it's like
sure.
that.
Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad.
So yeah, Chicago Bears, Chicago Bulls. Lot to talk about. Obviously, I'm rocking my Bulls gear. It's mainly in protest to the team that their season ended today,
Thank
and
God.
that is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. You see my T-shirt? This is my mood when it comes to the Chicago Bears right now. You,
That's accurate.
you see how
That's
Martin is looking?
that's
That's
so
me
accurate.
looking at the Chicago Bears organization right now.
So the Bears just played their last game. It's week 18, 17 game season this time instead
Yeah.
of 16. Man, man, so much has happened. Where do we start, man? Where do we start in Chicago sports? So today, actually, let me preface by saying we're going to talk a lot of Bears today
Yeah,
because
let's just
obviously
get
the
it out
season
the
just
way.
ended. It's about to be Black Monday tomorrow.
It's
We
racist,
all
but
know
yeah.
we all know who's going to be fired.
Yeah.
Well, I should say we don't know who's going to be fired. We'd like to know who's going to be fired. We like to think we want, or how should I say this? There are
No.
people that we want to be fired. There are
Yeah.
people that we don't know if will be fired.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have my thoughts on this Bears season. Bruce, I'm sure you have your thoughts. I haven't even heard your thoughts because I've been waiting for this episode to record and just, react off of just straight live reaction.
Yeah. Yep.
So, start of the season. You know what's funny, actually, before we talk about the Bears? And Bruce, we talked about this before, but I was listening to our last episode of Deep Dish in Sports, and it was a
Yeah.
Bear Down Breakdown after week, I think it was 13. Yeah,
Right.
week 13.
Right.
We didn't even finish the season last year. It was week 13
Yeah.
of our Bear Down Breakdown, and you could literally copy and paste this episode
Mm-hmm.
or that episode to today. I could have taken that episode, copied it, dropped it today, say that it was a brand new episode, and it still applies.
And we've been cool.
It still
Exactly.
applies.
Exactly.
But yeah, so much has happened in terms of the Bears. So last year ended. All of Bears fans, including Bruce and I think I could speak for Bruce on this, but we were just down at the dumps, like we are right now.
Right.
There was no hope. There was no sign of, I don't know, restoration.
Right.
Not to get biblical in here, but like literally just felt like we had no savior.
None.
We ain't have no Chicago Bears Jesus
No.
at the end
we
of
did
last
not.
season. The Bears come out at their end of season presser and just made matters worse because they pretty much said that they were going to keep both Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace after
Yep.
almost all of Chicago wanted them fired last season. And no hope in sight. We go and we sign Andy Dalton to a 1-year, $10 million contract.
$10 million.
The Chicago Bears decide to go out and tweet QB1 with Andy Dalton photoshopped in a Bears uniform that then got clowned by the entire NFL universe, including
my
Bears
God.
fans. And then the draft happened.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce, if you can remember, if you can take me back to what you were thinking draft day, what were your expectations going into that draft of 2021?
That the Bears are going to be Bears and trade our first round pick to Cleveland for Odell Beckham, something stupid like that. I had no hope. I had no faith in what they were going to do with the first round pick, especially after signing Andy Dalton. I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to wait till the 4th or 5th round to get a QB, and we're going to go through that whole process. You know what I'm saying? So I had no hope. I just thought we were going to do the dumbest thing ever and trade the first round pick, for whatever, for something stupid. So surprisingly, we actually made a good move. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. So I remember the moment that the Bears traded up.
Mhm.
Okay, they traded for the Giants pick. The Giants got our first round pick of that year and this year,
Right.
and we got the Giants pick. They traded out of pick 11, and there's only 2 quarterbacks on the board.
Yeah.
It was Justin Fields and Mac Jones, and I remember thinking, please not Mac Jones.
Right.
Please not Mac Jones. Please not Mac Jones. Please not Mac Jones. And then he said Justin Fields. I ran around the house. I was hype.
Yeah.
I took my shirt off. Like it was that. It was. It was that.
You start waving
I
the
was
shirt
man.
around.
It was like we just won the Super Bowl at that moment.
Right.
And then everyone was praising Ryan Pace for trading up and
Yeah.
getting Justin Fields. And then we got Tevin Jenkins in the second round, who had
Yep.
a first round grade on him. Everyone
Mhm.
thought that we were going to get him in the first round with our 20th pick.
Right.
But then it came later. Obviously, he had the back issues, whatnot. And that's why he fell into the draft. Okay, fast forward to the off season, the training camp, mini camp, all that.
Mhm.
We, as an organization, decide that Andy Dalton is going to be our starter week 1.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation that he got promised the starting job, which is why Justin Fields didn't get any 1 reps.
Right.
Didn't he didn't have a chance to start this year. They did not give Justin Fields a chance to start at
Exactly.
all. They
Right.
had their mind set on Andy Dalton. And then fast forward towards the season, Andy Dalton gets hurt in week 3. Insert Justin Fields. And he that Cleveland game, man. That Cleveland game alone was that could have been justified for firing Matt Nagy right after that game.
I was ready. And look, for years since we've been doing this, and even before we started this podcast, like for those that don't know, me and Eli, we go way back. These sports conversations, like this started years ago. And the one thing, Eli, you know about me is I'm a player. Like, let's blame the players and let's give the coaches. Let's give the coach some leeway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, at the end of the day, the players got to perform. They got to do what they got to do. Bro, that Cleveland game, that went out the window for me. I was just like, let me fire Matt Nagy, because that was probably outside of that Jay Cutler game years ago, when they went against the Giants. And they had that terrible offensive line.
9 sacks in the first half.
Yeah, he had 9 sacks. Poor Jay Cutler. I've never been more frustrated as a Bears fan since that game until that Cleveland game. Seriously, man. And it's been a lot. I mean, we've had the Cody Parkey, that whole kick. We had the playoff game where what wide receiver? Against New Orleans when he dropped that pass. Who was it, last year? Who was that?
That was
He ain't even on the team no more. He's from Georgia, the wide receiver from Georgia, right?
Oh, Riley Ridley.
And the pass So it's been a lot of games that Cleveland game this year, bro. Oh my God, I was done. Done, man.
Got sacked 9 times in that game. I think Myles Garrett had like 4 or 5 sacks in that game. I mean,
yeah.
The game plan that they had for him was I heard a term used. What did they say? It was like coaching. I don't know. Basically, Matt Nagy just completely bailed and left Justin Fields out to die.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can compare it to.
Definitely.
And
bro.
when you've traded up your first round, you traded all those assets to get Justin Fields, and to see him be used like that.
Yeah.
And to still employ this man simply because you don't fire coaches in the middle of the season is so ass backwards. But anyway, I'm going to get to my rant in a minute.
Okay. All right.
So the season goes on. It's same shit, different toilet, right? Like the offense sucks. Defense was up and down all year. We have a new defensive coordinator, Sean Desai, who was a Vic Fangio, he was under Vic Fangio's wing.
Yeah.
Very Vic Fangio style defense where he, gives you different looks, blitzes sometimes. And I mean, he dialed up a great game today. I don't even want to get into the game today, but he dialed a great game up today against the Minnesota Vikings. I think he has a lot of potential.
Definitely.
Our defensive coordinator does.
Definitely.
But defense was up and down. Offense, I think we averaged 17 points per game this year.
Probably.
16,
typical.
something like that.
Yeah, typical Chicago Bears.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much a season. And Justin Fields has a ton of injuries because the kid has to know how to protect himself. That's just listen. Okay, before I get into it, what are your thoughts on Justin Fields?
You know what? The potential's there. I mean, we see the potential. We see the tools. We see the great arm. I mean, he's a big quarterback, mobile, great arm, accuracy. Like, I mean, he has the tools. He has it, but it's still a question mark. It's still a question because we don't know. We don't know what we've seen. We've seen some ups. We've seen some downs. I just wish they would have just played him. They should have played him from jump like that. You what favor what are you doing as an organization when you've just decided to let's start Andy Dalton, but we draft this kid for what? So he could just sit and watch. Why? That's those days are come on, man. This isn't those days are done. He should have been playing from the start and let him and take his bumps and bruises throughout the season. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know. We really don't know. I don't know. Maybe other Bear fans they say, oh, he's the one. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I don't know because this was such a up and down season. We don't know. I mean, week to week, is he starting? He got injured. Even today he was supposed to start, but he got COVID. So it's just like we're still in the unknown with Justin Fields. Great potential, but we don't know. I don't know if he's the man or not.
Yeah, it's he. There's a lot to like about
Definitely,
Justin Fields. There's a
definitely.
lot to like. I mean, the dude ran a 4.4 40 in the combine.
I mean, I could run that. I mean, that's good. I could run. I could run that, but you know, good for
Yeah.
him. Good for him. It's only us elite athletes. We kind of like when we hear that,
Ah,
it's like okay, I've done that. But
elite
go ahead. I'm
athletes.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. We need video proof of that, by the way.
back in my day, they didn't have videos.
Oh, back in your day, I thought you made it sound like it was. Never mind.
I mean, now I'm at like a 4.5. Back then, I was a 4.4. Let's continue. Go ahead. Go ahead. Not about me, Eli. This is not
Oh,
about
okay.
me at
Okay.
all.
I got you. Um, sorry. Let me try to fix our Facebook Live real quick. Okay. So Justin Fields. Lot to like about the kid. Super fast. He has a crazy arm. Everyone knows he can make every throw.
Right.
But he also has a lot to work on. Like,
Definitely.
and we knew that going in. Like everyone that drafts a rookie quarterback, it's very rare that you have a season like Andrew Luck
Yeah.
or a season
Yeah.
like Deshaun Watson or a
Right.
season like what's it Justin Herbert had last. Justin Herbert's like an anomaly right now,
Oh my
but that
God.
kid is
That's so
out of Oregon.
sick. Yeah.
He's ridiculous though. But you don't always have that. Sometimes you have a QB that you need to develop, and
Yeah.
Justin Fields is one of those. Even though he has all those physical traits to be a great quarterback, he has like he takes unnecessary sacks at times.
Yeah.
Holds the ball too long. Ball security is a big problem.
Definitely.
The dude doesn't protect himself very well when he does run the football.
Right.
There's a lot of like awkward slides or awkward like entanglements that he gets himself into, and I'm just like, I watch it and I'm like, please get up, please
Right.
get up. That didn't look right. Please get
Yeah.
up.
Definitely, man.
And but yeah, I mean, and as soon as we took Justin Fields, I think I tweeted like something like, "Yo, I know we're all hype. I was hyped too. Like I said, I took my shirt off as soon as we called his name on draft day.
Yeah.
But we have to take the bumps and bruises that go along with having a rookie quarterback. It ain't
Exactly.
gonna be." And I was one of those people that wanted Justin Fields to start right away. Like,
Me too.
I
You wasn't doing anything. Andy Dalton, you wasn't winning anything with Andy
not only
Dalton.
that, he's not gonna be here next year.
Exactly. You gave him 1 year, $10 million.
Think about this offseason, dude.
Yeah.
It was such a waste. The
Please, just
training
speak on
camp,
it.
the training camp. I'm trying not to bang on the table and mess up all my equipment.
Right.
The training camp and mini camp and OTAs and all of that was such a complete waste of time
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
because you dedicated all of the reps and all of the chemistry and all of that to Andy
Andy
Mother
Dalton.
Dalton
To Andy Dalton.
for him not to be here next year.
And no disrespect to Andy Dalton, aka what they call him, the Red
Red Rocket.
Rocket, which is says a lot. But no disrespect to him, right? He's a okay quarterback, you know. But as you said, man, he's not the future. He's not the future, and you make the decision to make him this promise that he's gonna be QB1. You give him all the reps with, and it's just you're absolutely right. It was a waste. It was a waste of preseason, waste of training camp. Andy Dalton, stop
And
it.
it's part of the reason why Matt Nagy's obviously getting fired either at some point today or tomorrow, whenever
Yeah.
they announce it. But it's also part of the reason why Ryan Pace needs to follow with him
Oh my God.
because what? Okay, here we go. Why? Even sign Andy Dalton when you already have an Andy Dalton on your damn roster?
Bro, oh my God.
You have Nick Foles, who was the perfect backup for
Perfect.
Justin Fields.
Perfect.
He
bro.
knows the offense.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, he just proved it, what, 2
Yeah.
weeks ago?
Yeah. Yep.
When both Andy Dalton and Justin Fields were injured, he came in, he won a game. And he didn't have a terrible game. I mean, he played the way Nick Foles is going to play. He's
Exactly.
a statue back there, and his arm isn't super strong, but he's going to play like a veteran backup quarterback should play.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was watching that game, seeing Nick Foles go and score 20 plus points, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell were we doing with Andy Dalton?
Man.
And this is no disrespect to Andy. Listen,
Not at all. Not
Andy
at all.
Dalton is a great dude. Like, if he deserves to be a starter somewhere, great. Like, this is not a shot at Andy Dalton at all. This is my anger resides within this organization that
Yeah.
continues to fail to evaluate any situation.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
fail at evaluating free agents. They fail at evaluating the draft. They fail at evaluating who should start. They fail at evaluating who should be in on a 4th and 1.
Oh my God. Did you see that?
Why is
Man.
David Montgomery on the sidelines or not even given the ball if he is on the field on multiple 4th and 1s? And I'm not just talking about today. I'm talking about the season in its entirety.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So to your, it's so funny. We both just started rolling. So frustrating, bro. To your point, man. Like, at what point do we look at this and stop saying, okay, because we want to place the blame on these players. We want to say, well, this isn't right. We haven't gotten the quarterback situation right. The defense, we could never be on the same page offensively and defensively. We either have a great defensive team or once in a while we have a great offensive team, but it's never complementary football. But at what point, to your credit, do we just say, you know what, this organization is terrible. This organization, I have absolutely no faith within this organization. We got Justin Fields, great. Even so we fired Nagy. Okay, everybody's talking about bring in Jim Harbaugh, bring Vic Fangio back. Okay, here we go. But this organization, from the top, from the McCaskies to Ted Phillip to if Ryan Pace gets promoted I'm at a point where I have absolutely no faith in what they're going to do moving forward. I don't. It's great that we have Justin Fields, but now we got to put the right pieces around him. Let me ask you a question. Give me a guarantee offensively. Give me a guarantee on that roster on the offensive side of the football. Give me somebody that you like. You know what? I got Justin Fields and I have blank to say. We're you know what I'm saying? Like we have
Ride with him. I mean, David
exactly.
Montgomery's the only dude.
David Montgomery. Anybody on the offensive line? Is there anybody on the offensive line that you could say, no, we need to keep him? He's a keeper. There's no way we could get rid of him. Anybody on the offensive line?
I don't know. Cody Whitehair. I don't know.
What about your tight ends? Give me a tight end that's on that roster right now where you're just like, and you know I'm a Notre Dame guy, and so I was Cole Kmet. I was like, let's go. He's Notre Dame. That's tight end you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know how to use him
Nope.
the right way. What about your wide receivers? Anybody on the wide receiver? Look, Darnell Mooney. Shout out to Darnell Mooney. 1,000-yard season this year. You know he got that in the game today. But Mooney is like a number 2. Is he really a number 1?
Yeah.
What happened to Al?
His hands are so sketchy.
Yeah. Great speed.
Too many times.
Great speed, but he's not a Tariq Hill. He's not a Jefferson in Minnesota. He's not a Devontae. Do we even have that on the roster? We thought that was Allen Robinson, but he just decided that he wasn't going to play this year. He was like, y'all didn't pay me, so
yeah, his season's so weird. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if it's as much as him giving up and also for whatever reason, just the coaching, the play calling. Bill Lazor and Matt Nagy was like, yeah, we're just not going to get this guy involved in the offense.
If Allen Robinson had his deal, I think his effort would have been different. That's just my personal opinion. And Allen Robinson, look, bro, get your money. Get your money. You have proven that you are worth whatever you're looking for. So that's not a knock on Allen Robinson. But I'm just saying, like, it's no guarantees offensively on this roster. I don't even want to talk about the defense. So what does that tell you? The organization, the decisions that's being made that starts at the top, I don't trust. And I'm gonna say this and then we can continue. When we made that trade for Khalil Mack, as Bears fans, we're so warped mentally, because if you take a look at that trade, the NFL was advancing offensively. Mm-hmm. Like the it was turning like it was geared towards the offense. Like they're gonna invest in high scoring games, but yet we turn around and we make a trade for Khalil Mack. We give up first round picks and you know, we trade for Khalil Mack because we're so, as Bears fans, it's the defense is gonna carry us. It's gonna carry us to the Super Bowl, just like that 85 team. I'm so sick of the 85. Half of them is dead. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but the majority of those dudes ain't even here no more. So let's stop talking about the 85 team. But we're so, like, as Bears fans, we're so mentally just like defense. So we get a Khalil Mack and we like, oh my God, we got Khalil Mack to go with this great defense. But the NFL was it was going towards offense when we made that trade. And yet the Bears make a trade for Khalil Mack. So it's just like, as an organization, man, my faith, my trust is just not there. It's not there anymore, man.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the Khalil Mack trade I didn't have as much of a problem with. I don't think Khalil Mack trade was the problem.
No.
When we traded for Khalil Mack, if you remember, I said the two cornerstones on the Bears roster that's kind of like what the Khalil Mack trade was revolving around was obviously Khalil Mack and how he was going to perform and whatnot, because we gave him all that money, we traded all those assets. But Mitchell Trubisky,
right?
We had a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract that was drafted the year before we picked up Khalil Mack. So Ryan Pace said, I'm putting all of my chips on the table, not only on Khalil Mack, which proved fruitful in that first year in 2018.
True. Yeah.
But also in Mitch Trubisky. Like, he's got to be the guy because we don't have any first round picks for the next 15 years.
Right.
So Mitch Trubisky's got to be the guy. He has to be the guy, or else we're going to be set back another 5 years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's what killed the Khalil Mack trade, in my opinion, was that miss. But anyway, yeah, you hit it on the head in terms of not having faith. It's funny because on Bears Twitter, like, all I saw were people trying to come up with who's going to be the next head coach all season.
Yeah.
Ever since, like, we as Bears fans kind of decided, like, okay, this is a lost season, we're not going anywhere.
Right.
Everyone's like, okay, Matt Nagy's going to be fired. Let's see who's going to be. First off, who's firing Matt Nagy?
Right. Right.
Second off, who's hiring this next head coach? Because if it's Ryan Pace, what the hell are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
If we're going to let this dude who brought in John Fox, and a lot of people say that, oh, it wasn't John Fox wasn't Ryan Pace's guy. It was ownership that forced his hand with John Fox. That's all fine. Like, if you want to say that, fine. But he brought in Matt Nagy as his guy. Like, that was his guy.
Right.
And Matt Nagy was supposed to modernize the offense. Matt Nagy did the exact opposite of that. The only reason why Matt Nagy has, made the playoffs twice was because of his defense.
Right.
That 2018 Coach of the Year award should have went to Vic Fangio.
Facts.
And not Matt Nagy.
Right. No, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
I can't even. I literally, my brain cannot try to think of a the next great head coach hire for the Bears when I know damn well it's going to be Ted Phillips, George McCaskey, and Ryan Pace sitting in the room, interviewing whoever the hell they're going to hire.
Yep. And let's shock the world. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I can't get excited about that.
No,
I can't.
I'm with you.
I can't even think. Like, I don't care. I don't give it. First off, I don't think they're going to be able to bring in any big name coach into the building for an interview.
No.
They call up McDaniels in New England. He's gonna be like,
what?
Ryan Pace still there? Yep.
Lose my number. Yeah.
You want to bring in, hell, John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to pick up the damn phone knowing that Ryan Pace is still in the building. For those of y'all who want Jim Harbaugh so bad.
Right. And look, I'm a huge Michigan fan. I love my college football team. Let's pump the brakes on Jim Harbaugh.
I mean, that's a conversation for another day. But I wouldn't mind the Jim Harbaugh hire because he's proven in the NFL. You know what I mean? He's proven.
All right.
I mean, could it be possible that some coaches just aren't meant for the college game and just are better in the big leagues? Because you think about college, you got to recruit.
Yeah.
You gotta do so much more stuff. He's
been a good college football coach.
Right.
Unfortunately, he has to play Ohio State every year.
Yeah.
So that's
and you think of the expectations that Jim Harbaugh came with.
Exactly.
Michigan after all the success he had in the NFL.
Right.
So
and it's Michigan.
Right, and it's Michigan.
So
I don't know. I the thought it took me a while to warm up to it, but the thought of Jim Harbaugh being the head coach of the Bears I would entertain it. But anyway, going back to my point about just the kind of the generalization of this organization, like to think that. Okay, so I was listening to Waddle and Sylvie. All right, that they're who I go to for all of my sports stuff, and they recently, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, or not yesterday, Friday or Thursday, they replayed the interview that they had with George McCaskey after the end of last season.
Okay.
Because they interviewed him and everything. I mean, that interview went viral because George McCaskey obviously put his foot in his mouth. and
No,
you know
you don't
con-
say.
contradicted himself basically the entire time. But
Yeah.
he was talking about how like he cares so much about winning, and their number one requirement for being employed with the Chicago Bears organization is winning.
Okay.
How, Bruce? Can you tell me how many playoff wins Ryan Pace has under his belt since he's been here?
0.
0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell me how many division championships he has since being here?
0.
He has 1
1. Sorry.
2018.
Yeah. Yeah. The
1
2018 year.
in 7 years.
He's
7.
been here for 7 years,
He's been
bro.
here for 7 years.
Oh man. That wow.
7 years.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna get into Ted Phillips because he's been in
Yeah,
here almost since I was born.
Yeah. Yeah. 7 years. Wow.
But it's baffling to me that you can say that your number one priority to being employed with the Chicago Bears organization is winning, yet you're going to use Matt Nagy as a scapegoat this year.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy's a scapegoat.
He is.
Let's be real. Now,
He is.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be fired because he
Right.
obviously deserves to be fired.
Right.
But a part of me feels for him because not only is he going to be used as a scapegoat to be fired this year, and they're going to be like, "Oh, he's the problem, and Nagy's the problem," but bro, all of the rumors that came out this year
Yeah.
of how Matt Nagy's going to be fired after this game, Matt Nagy's
Right.
going to be fired after this game, Matt Nagy has lost the locker room, Matt Nagy has done this, Matt Nagy's done that. Have we heard from Ryan Pace or George McCaskey or Ted Phillips since then?
Nah,
At
not
all?
at all. I think Pace just came out. Was it a few days ago?
He has a
finally?
podcast that he goes to and
Okay.
he talks a bunch of word salad
Yeah.
every week. But like officially, like in a press conference
Oh no.
setting
Yeah. No, not at
to
all.
defend Matt Nagy or
No.
tell him, hey, he's going to be our coach at the end of the season, and we'll evaluate then.
Nobody in that upper management has come out and said anything to defend
As
Matt.
much as I do not like Matt Nagy as a head football coach of my favorite team,
Right.
I do think he's a good guy,
Oh
genuinely.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he deserved better than the Chicago Bears treated him. 100%. Like,
Okay. Can I ask you a question? How many times have we said that about the coaches that have come under this? And I'm not even talking about now. Now I'm going back to like Lovie Smith, but under the same McCaskey, Ted Phillips tree. How many coaches have we said, you know what, they deserve better than what this organization has given them?
a lot.
Name.
Too many.
When was the last elite quarterback we've had again? Who was the last?
Sid
elite
Luckman.
Sid Luckman. Yeah,
Sid Luckman. And
yeah,
probably dead by now if you watched him play.
yeah, yeah. The last elite quarterback
Virginia
was Sid, and she's still alive. God bless her heart.
Yeah, she just turned 99. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Virginia.
Yeah. And that's the last elite quarterback we've had. And for us to sit here once again and say, yeah, we don't, Matt Nagy deserved to be fired. Yeah, John Fox deserved to be fired. Yep, Trestman deserved to be fired. Yeah, Lovie Smith, it was his time. He deserved. But the way this organization did, though, we've said that about every freaking. So at what point do you have to look at a Ted Phillips and I know the McCaskies, I know they're not gonna sell. This is their baby. This is their money maker. I get it, but something has to give, bro.
Something has to give. And
Something.
I used to be of the thought that they would have to sell for this organization to change. But I'm not in that mindset anymore because you look
Yeah.
at what the Bulls did.
Exactly.
Everyone was saying, Jerry Reinsdorf, you have to sell the team in order for us to be good again.
Right.
He didn't sell, but he changed the way that he did things.
Yeah.
He changed the way that he did things. He brought in an entirely new front office that weren't associated with Jerry Reinsdorf or the Bulls in some kind of manner, that brought in new, fresh, modernized ideas. And look where the Bulls are right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Number 1 in the East. Best record in the East right now.
Yeah.
Looking like, honestly, the best all-around team in the East right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
definitely.
That's all it takes for this ownership to do, is to hire the right people.
That's it.
Hire the right people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just, I don't know what it is, man.
They just want, yeah. I
Is
just
it
feel
loyalty? Is it like
loyalty is overrated.
I don't know what it is. Is it the nice guy award? All you gotta do is be a nice guy. Be a nice guy, and you're improved, or you're employed for however long you want to be.
At some point, it has to. I think you saw this with the Bulls, in that people stopped going to the games. And is it football, man, these NFL teams, they make so much money that I don't even think it won't hurt their pockets. It won't hurt the McCaskey pockets if fans stop going to the games, because
they only get 8 games.
That's what I'm saying. So the NFL, because the NFL makes so much money, and the Bears as an organization, they make so much money. So it's not about, well, if we stop going, that's going to affect. It's not that, because all these NFL teams make just dumb money.
And the amount of times I've heard people blame the fans, like, fans got to do better. Fans got to stand up and take a stand.
What?
And no, you got to understand that these owners wake up the beginning of the season, which I think is March something, like the official beginning of the next league year.
Yeah.
They wake up with, like, I don't know what it's like $70-something million from TV money.
Oh my God.
Or something or maybe it's more than that. Maybe I'm way underselling it. But anyway, they wake up with just this big ass paycheck. They don't give a damn about you going to games.
Exactly. And then they keep raising ticket prices. But we still go. Like Bears fans, you still go. And that's not a knock. Like, go enjoy the game, have fun, enjoy life, root for your favorite team. But it's not, if we stop going, the organization is going to change. No, it don't work like that in the NFL. The NFL makes too much money. TV deals, merchandise, like all that stuff. It's funny. Shout out to my man JD. He's one of our listeners. He told me something a few weeks ago about how the playoff money works when it comes to these NFL teams. Man, check this out. And I know the Bears aren't in the playoffs, so this doesn't matter to them. But every player that's on the NFL roster, they all make the same when it comes to the playoffs. So if you're Tom Brady, or if you're the, whatever 58th man on the NFL roster, like, and you on the playoff roster, you're gonna make the same as Tom Brady. All that other money goes to the NFL owners, bro. Goes to the owner of that NFL team. That's crazy, bro. So if you think about a team like the Patriots, as many times they've been to the playoffs, every player on that team makes the same amount of money. The rest of that money, TV, merchandise, tickets, all that stuff goes to the owners.
Yeah.
That's how much money they make, bro.
Yeah.
So us not going to the game, that's not that. We gotta find a different way.
Yeah, and you would think that the incentive to make more money when you win would be enough of a selling point for this ownership to change their ways, but whatever it is, I guess it's a nice guy award that you give for being a nice guy.
It's so frustrating, bro. It's so frustrating. Another losing season. So Matt Nagy's on his way out. Yeah.
I think that's a foregone conclusion. I even think that Ian Rappaport, the NFL insider, said something today about this is for sure Matt Nagy's last game, because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, what if?" What I think it's a foregone conclusion now.
Yeah.
But there were rumors going around that not only is Ryan Pace going to remain in the higher ups of, Bears front office, he might even get a promotion. He might even get a promotion to the vice president of football operations.
Oh Lord.
Or not vice president, president of football operations, whatever Ted Phillips' role is.
Yeah.
He will be promoted to that. So,
Oh my God.
so not only did you fail as a GM, but we're going to promote you.
Yeah.
Say, great job. Give you a promotion, and it is your job now to hire your replacement.
Yeah.
It's your job now to scout another GM to take the place of yours that you failed at.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't America great?
What kind of ass backwards? Listen, like,
Are you surprised? Come on, man.
I am a little bit. I am
Really?
at that. I am at that. Promoting the dude, if you kept him at the same role as a GM, then I'm not surprised. I'm like, okay, status quo, because that's status quo. Like you're just not changing. But you're promoting the dude,
It's
giving him a promotion.
nothing surprises me with this organization, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. They're
Like-
it's yeah.
Get-
We
I
give you
feel
a
so-
promotion.
I feel so bad for Justin Fields. I feel so bad for that kid. Man.
Yeah. Because you have to
Because-
trust this organization. And no, I don't. I just don't. I don't trust them.
The only way that they get it right, or I guess the only way that they can get this right is getting extremely lucky, just like they did with Justin Fields on a coaching hire. And this coach happens to be like the next Bill Belichick, which that's obviously highly unlikely, but that's the only thing that I can think of that would kind of like, I don't know, make up for all this crap. I don't know.
It's so much. Like like you look at these teams, man. You look at all these NFL teams, the successful NFL teams, man. And I just feel like we're so far behind. Not just in the roster, but just how these teams are being ran. Like we're just so far behind. I look at and I hate the Packers. I hate the Packers so much. I hate their fans. That's the thing. I really do. I don't like that fan. Shout out to my homegirl Erin. She's the only like Packer fan that I tolerate. But I just but you look at their organization, man, and how now granted, yeah, they got Aaron Rodgers, but and I'm not saying they've hit on every draft pick, but you just look at the building blocks that they have, the running backs, Devontae Adams, you look at
offensive
just
line is great.
the offensive line, you look at defensively, what they've done. You go to Kansas City, everybody thought Kansas City was done. You thought they were, they struggled. And then that defense started to win ball games for them until the offense came around, and you see the complementary football that they have, complementary football in Green Bay, complementary football with the Rams. And you just look at these teams, and then you look at our team, and it's just like we're so far behind. And speaking of the Rams, like you just see how they move. They're just like, look, we're trying to win.
They're all
And
in.
so they don't have a draft pick until your newborn turns 18.
Yeah.
That's how far they got to wait 20 years for their draft pick. But they're just like, we're all in. Let's go get Von Miller. Let's go get Odell. Let's go trade for Matthew Stafford. Let's just do it. And you look at these jealous, bro. I'm jealous. What do we have against the Packers? How can we argue against that Packer fan base? What do we say? What do we have?
Nothing.
Oh, we
I
got
mean,
85. We got the 85 Bears.
I don't even understand why Bears fans choose to argue with
Yeah.
Packers fans. I don't even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, bro. And like I said, we look at these organizations, man, and then you look at the Bears organizations, even an organization like San Francisco, bro, and it's just like they get it. And so what are we missing? What are we missing starting from the top. Like, why can't we get it? And I say we because we as fans, we're passionate Bears fans, bro. We done been through a lot with this team, and we hang on to every draft pick, every we hang on, and it's just like, what is missing? What is missing to get us to that level?
It's honestly, it's not hard. It's not hard. They just refuse to do it. They need a football guy in the room.
Simple.
They need a football president of operations that knows football.
Football. That's it.
They need someone who's played the game before. I mean, you look at Denver and John Elway. Now, I get it. They don't have a quarterback. They just fired Vic Fangio.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing some good things for a little while. And, like, I don't know. Like, John Lynch up in you just mentioned the San Francisco 49ers. Like, they need someone who understands winning football to be up there, who hires the next GM, hires whoever he wants as a GM. Then they collaborate, which is the word that the Bears have been using for the past 5 years. Collaborate. They collaborate and hire the next head coach. I mean, the structure is so simple. It's not hard. It's A, swallowing your damn pride and doing it.
Right.
And B, hiring the right dude, hiring the right people.
When the blueprint is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, somehow, some way, the Bears want to go A, B, Z, K, Y, W, V. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to trick us. They want to make us look like we don't, that they don't know. We don't know anything, but we got it. Us as this Bears organization, we got it, and so we're gonna prove to you that we're gonna go get a Trestman. Ha ha ha! Nobody knows about Mark Trestman, but watch this. Stop it.
I'm gonna fix my camera. Keep going.
And that's the frustrating thing. And like I said again, like what you're looking for within this organization is, like you said, get a football dude in there. I don't know, what are you trying to do where it's just like, again, we want to prove to you that we know more than you, but it's not working. It hasn't worked. So at what point, like you said, do you swallow your pride and you say, you know what, we're gonna finally kind of do this the right way, and we're gonna bring a football guy in here, and hopefully that'll give us some success, because what you've been doing for the last 10 to 15 years just has not been working. It hasn't. And that's the frustrating thing. Everybody can see it except for the people that's running this team. And it's a headache, man. It's a headache. I'm mad that they added another game this season, because we had to sit and watch the Chicago Bears suffer through another losing season, and they lose the same way. That's the mind. It's the same thing. You put up 16 points, 17 points. That's not going to win in the NFL. We don't have the weapons. We're so far behind on the offensive side. We invested so much money defensively. It's the same blueprint. We've done the same blueprint for so long. And so it's just like, this isn't working. It's not working at all. And that's the frustrating thing. That drives, as a Bears fan, that drives you crazy, is that you keep seeing the same thing year in and year out.
Sorry, I had a little.
No, that's cool, man. I was carrying it.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you for holding it down, bro.
Like LeBron is carrying the Lakers right now. Did you put your hand up? So, because I said
yeah,
LeBron?
I'm trying to get the focus on me. Even though, yeah, it is a symbolism for not. I knew you're gonna bring LeBron in somehow.
Every show, bro. Every show. Somehow he has to come in, because that's how amazing he is.
Okay, I'm sorry. Catch me up. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying, and to our listeners, I was just saying how we keep doing the same thing year in and year out. I keep saying we. This Bears organization keeps doing the same thing year in and year out, right? Put up 16 points, 17 points a game. Last year was the same thing. The year before that was the same thing. And it's just like you invest so much money in the defense, and year in and year out, it's the same thing, and it produces the same results. And so, to your point, I was saying, at what point do you bring a football guy in here? Do you say, like you said, you swallow your pride and you say, okay, we've been the last 10 to 15 years just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. We've tried this, we've tried that, and it just hasn't worked. So now let's do this the right way. At what point do you just get to that point of saying, let's finally just figure out how we can do this the right way
Yeah.
and stop relying on the same thing year in and year out?
Yeah, man. It baffles my mind, and I thought it was gonna be this year, man. I really thought that the Bears would finally do it, and the reason why is because another big kind of breaking news that happened this year with the Bears was that they purchased the rights to the Arlington Heights race stadium thing.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly the Bears are going to be building a new stadium in Arlington Heights. And I mean, given the history of Soldier Field, given the hashtag bear weather, like, mantra that we like to throw around and rely on, the fact that the Bears went ahead and purchased that property to potentially build a modernized stadium made me think, like, okay, this team is thinking different. Like,
Right.
this team is finally thinking more modern, finally thinking, let's catch up with the rest of the league. And
Fool me once.
man,
Yeah.
and now that all these reports are coming out saying that Ryan Pace isn't going anywhere, not only is he not going to be going anywhere, he might be getting a promotion, and it baffles my mind.
What's the go ahead?
baffles
I'm
my
sorry.
mind. Oh,
No,
what's the definition of insanity?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. When you just keep doing the same thing over and over again and
Expecting different results.
expecting different results.
Yeah,
And that's us. That's us as Bears fans. That's that organization, and we're all crazy.
yeah,
All
and
of us.
man, it's
We-
crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah. We've literally spent the 4 hour just expressing this frustration. I'm looking at it. We're at 58 minutes right now, and it's literally us just like,
I haven't had the chance to do this, man.
I know, bro. I know. And it's the same thing. It's this, here we go again. It's this, we're back at the same place. The same place, bro. That's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, our last episode and our last Twitter, YouTube video that we put up the thumbnail is literally Ryan Pace, George McCaskey, and Ted Phillips all in one picture, and it's fire underneath because we wanted to fire these dudes, man. Literally more than a year ago
That's crazy.
today. And it's baffling that we're here again. And I can't take any more of just using coaches as scapegoats.
Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely right, man.
Whoever they're going to bring in, they have to think. They have to think like, I'm just going to be the next one.
Yeah.
They're getting hired to get fired.
Pretty much.
You're walking in the door to get a job to get fired in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Rinse, repeat.
That's it. That's it.
Rinse and repeat at this point, man. Like, I'm sick of doing this. Like, oh, is he going to be a good head coach?
Yeah.
Is this guy going to be a good head coach? I mean, when you think about it, like, when we hired Matt Nagy, a lot of us liked it. A lot of us liked the hire.
Definitely.
A lot of people were
Offensive guy.
saying, like, oh, the Bears hit it out of the park with this
Yeah.
one.
Yep. Yep.
The Bears
Andy
hired the
Reid.
next
Yeah.
offensive guru,
Yeah.
the
And
next Sean McVay,
here we go. Here we go again.
and
I'm going to be. I've dedicated myself in being the Joe Jackson of Chicago Bears fans because even in the off season, if you make a good move, it's just still not going to be good enough. Remember Joe Jackson, father of
oh
the
yeah,
Jackson Five.
oh yeah,
Everything that the Jackson Five did, it just still wasn't good enough. He pushed
yep.
and pushed until they was great, and that's gonna be me. I'm deeming myself as the Joe Jackson of Chicago Bears fans. I don't care if you have a good off season. I don't care if you hire until you make the playoffs, until you start beating the Packers on a consistent basis, until you start winning division titles. I don't care what you do. I don't care about your off season. I don't care about your draft grade or your coaching grade or your free agent grade. Until you start giving me W's and division titles and playoff victories and beating the Pack, I don't care. It's not good enough. It's
Agreed.
not good enough. I'm just at that point,
Agreed.
bro. Because it's the same, like this one hit wonder. Like every once in a blue moon, we have this great season, and you called it. I remember you calling it when we had that season, and you was just like, "This isn't sustainable. This is not sustainable." And I fought you because I hate to admit that you're right. In all the years we've been doing this, you've been right about everything, and so I'm gonna continue to fight you, but you said it. You was like, this isn't how we won this year. This isn't gonna last. And to your point, man, like you were absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah. It always seems like we have that one magical season,
Yeah.
and ownership just like rides the hell out of that. Like just
Yeah.
not just till the wheels fall off, but till like the whole damn car, the engine falls off, and
Yeah.
the doors fall off, and steering wheel falls off.
Yeah.
Like
And you driving that joint like the Flintstones.
you straight Flintstone in it,
You know,
man.
his feet bloody and everything. But we got to keep going because we got to get there.
Because they some nice people, so we
There's
gotta
some
keep
nice
going.
people, so we got to get it.
Nice guys.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's gonna be interesting these next couple weeks because
Definitely.
definitely. I mean, I don't know, has Matt Nagy got fired yet? Let's check. Let's see.
Let's see, via Twitter. I don't think so. They
Let's see
probably.
if. Nope, not seeing anything on that. But I am showing a video that Brad Biggs put up on Twitter where it's Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy being the last two to walk off the field together, and they're walking off together. And that's so synonymous. I'm literally watching this. Not only should they be walking off the field together, they should be walking out of Hallis Hall together.
Just the two of us.
Bro, you cannot, man, you cannot separate these two.
You can't. You can't. It's
They go hand in
impossible.
hand.
But one is going to get a promotion, and the other one is going back to Canada.
You should not be able to separate these two guys. Wasn't it? And this is another thing. Like, we don't know Ryan Pace's contract.
Nobody knows his contract.
We don't.
Nobody.
Not only that, we don't even know Matt Nagy's contract. Supposedly, next year was his last year.
Oh,
Supposedly,
next year. Next year.
Yeah.
I thought it was this year.
Supposedly, he had a year left. But no one knows. No one knows. Ryan Pace got an extension after the 2017 season when they drafted Mitch Trubisky
Oh man.
and they hired Matt Nagy in his first year. That's when Ryan Pace got an extension, and everyone thought that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy's contract lined up together so that, they could always be coupled together.
Yeah.
But now that Ryan Pace is going to be back next year, it makes me think that either Matt Nagy did have a year left on his contract, or Matt Nagy's going to get an extension
Yeah.
and maybe a promotion.
Yeah. The Bears got I think I read today where they got like $45 million in cap space, which puts them like around 11th, 12th. in the league.
But they only have like, I think they only have like 20 guys under contract next year or something like that.
So, and yes, and that was my next point. So that means you have to you literally have to pretty much build this roster over again.
All over again.
Do you trust? What faith do you have in that? None
That's what pisses me
whatsoever.
off, man.
None.
What
And
pisses me
that's hard.
off.
That's hard, bro. That's hard. That's a hard sell for me as a fan to be excited. I'm not even excited about next year. I'm more
No.
excited about fantasy and FanDuel.
The only
and
thing I'm
points.
going to be watching for is Justin Fields.
That's it.
Because I'm rooting for the kid, man.
Me too.
I really like this kid. And
Me
I
too,
want him
bro.
to succeed.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm hoping for his sake that the Bears just somehow get lucky, like I said, hire the next genius coach that makes up for all of the incompetence that's at Hallis Hall and in the in upper management,
Right.
and he just him and Justin Fields just carry this team to multiple winning seasons. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can hope for.
That's it. That's it.
Because I mean, they're literally sitting here saying, George McCaskey and Ted Phillips are sitting here trying to sell us that Ryan Pace did everything right, and it was Matt Nagy's fault that this team is not winning.
Pretty much.
That's what they're saying.
Yep. Yep.
And it's baffling to me that we have to be the smart ones.
Mm-hmm.
The fans have to be the smart ones. What
Yeah.
They are supposed to be smarter than us. They are supposed to be 2 steps ahead of us. We are not supposed to be 2 steps ahead of them. We are not supposed to be calling for their jobs last season, and then when we find out that their jobs are kept, that we're saying, "Oh, guys, George McCaskey, Ted Phillips, this is just going to happen again. We're not going to be winning anymore
Yeah.
because Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are still here." And then boom, it happens, and then we're sitting here saying, "George, Ted, we told you so." We shouldn't
Right.
be doing that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Me and you are normal ass dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
It's baffling.
Yeah. At least we got the Bulls.
Man, dude, we got the Bulls.
We got
And
the
dude, we
Bulls.
got the Bulls.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk about them.
Yeah.
And LeBron.
Wait, what?
Sorry. Sorry. Nah,
You're not sorry. You're not sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You're not sorry.
I
We are
can't
not.
wait. I cannot wait.
We are not talking LeBron on this podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We did it once when he won the title, and I did it because I love you as my brother, and
Yeah.
I swallowed my pride and said, "Okay, let's talk about LeBron." But after that, that was a one-time thing. Was a
That
one-time
really
thing.
was the last time we talked about him. We're gonna have to kind of off the air kind of talk
Lakers
about
not going anywhere this year. Let's be real.
Whoa.
Let's be real.
Watch your mouth. Do not be disrespectful like that on our first show back, bro.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk some Bulls next week. We are back, guys, officially. This isn't just a one-time podcast. We are planning on being back, giving y'all an episode every week as we used to. This was more of a catch-up episode to give y'all our thoughts on the Bears.
Yeah.
Because we've missed the entire year. But we still have plenty of Bears to talk about because there's plenty of stuff that's going to happen this week.
We missed an entire year, but we really didn't miss anything when it came to the
We're
Chicago
talking about
Bears team.
We're talking about the same thing. The exact same thing. But yeah, we're going to talk Bulls next week. Our thoughts on this roster, the All-Star voting. We're going to talk, the new additions. We're going to talk, do the Bulls have a chance this year of winning the title?
Ooh.
All of that. All of that. All of that.
Wait. Can't wait for that.
And yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube. We're going live, or we're live on there right now. But if you
Yeah.
subscribe and hit that bell, it'll give you a notification every time we're live, so you don't have to, check our social medias and all that to see when we're going live. It just does it for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna have guests. We plan on having guests. We plan on having, segments as we used to have before. We might, jump off the sports grid for maybe an episode or two to talk. I don't know, hip hop stuff, other stuff that we're interested in. Yeah, we needed this outlet.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Definitely.
it's we're still going through a global pandemic. It's crazy because the last time we recorded is when like all this started or no, the last time we recorded together
Yeah.
in person was the last time all this started to jump off,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we just been doing it remote ever since. But yeah, we're happy to be back. For those of y'all
doubt.
who are listening to this, and we're excited for us to come back. We appreciate y'all
We do.
because
We do. Those
if
day
no
ones.
one listened, I mean, we probably would still be doing this, but it'd just be like us talking to ourselves, and that's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
It is.
But we appreciate every listen, every like, every rating. Oh yes, go do that. If you have Apple Podcasts, give us a rating. Give us if you like the podcast, give us a 5-star rating. It really helps us out.
Yeah. Just click on 5 stars. Don't even
Yeah, I
think
mean, if you
about
like
it.
it. If you don't like it,
Yeah.
you ain't got to rate it at all. Don't give us a 1 star.
Right.
That's not nice.
If you don't like it,
Just like my mom used to say, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You know what I mean?
and still just hit the 5 star. Like, don't
If
be
you don't
petty.
like it, still hit the
Still
5
hit it. What is it hurting you? Just hit the 5 star. Don't be petty like that.
Hurts their dignity.
I guess.
Um,
I guess.
But yeah, so keep an eye out for some special guests. We're hoping to have some interesting names on here to talk Bears and Bulls and NBA, NFL, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, any last thoughts on,
Hey,
on the
bro.
Bears?
Oh, not on the Bears. I mean,
no. Oh.
whatever. But hey, man, I miss you, bro. Nah, for real. Like, I
Hey.
miss you, dude.
Hey, I miss these times, man.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
this is an outlet that I need because you make me laugh. Your hot takes kind of get me mad sometimes and stress me out, but that's okay because
That's-
you make
that-
up for it
I do.
with your funniness.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a balance. We have a great balance. Like, I couldn't, no, seriously, like, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this with nobody else but you. And even when we linked up a few weeks ago, and I think we just talked about life more than we talked about the show, which was dope. And I think that was needed for the both of us. But yeah, man, not to get all sentimental and emotional, but I miss you, bro. I'm glad we're doing this. And, looking forward to the next 1,000 shows that we do together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We don't plan on taking another break.
Not
like
at
we
all. Not
did.
at all.
And maybe like we'll take like a week break or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not a full 365.
Not a whole year.
Not a whole not a whole rotation around the sun.
Right.
But, yeah, I miss you too, bro. It's been a long time coming. We gonna keep this train rolling, that's for sure.
No doubt.
But anyway, thank you all for listening, and as always,